Welcome back to Textile Indie. I'm Sherry. Every month on textileindie.com, we create a blog post called The Links We Love. And we want to share those resources with you here on the YouTube channel. The Links We Love blog post is a curated collection of all of the things that we find during a month that we think that you might like. These might be events, makers, shops, different learning opportunities, new books, magazines, anything that has to do with fiber arts. This month, I have 16 finds to share with you. We're going to use a screen share format so you can see what I'm talking about, but I will also have all the links in the blog post, which will be linked in the description below this video. So if you like, you can grab a project to do while you listen to me, and let's dive in. I'm going to start with the Fresh from the Studio section and share a couple of creators with you. On the blog post, we usually start out with the events that are coming up, but because those will already have expired by the time I make this YouTube video, I'm going to skip those. If you want to find out about events, go ahead and take a look at the blog post because I try to stay a couple of months ahead so you have time to plan and register for those. So fresh from the studio, I'm going to start with an artist named Danielle Clue or Clo. Sorry, don't know which one. This is her Instagram channel. And as you can see, she's an embroiderer from South Africa. It says here at the top. And I think her work is just absolutely beautiful. These tennis rackets that she embroidered caught my eye. That was one thing that really stuck out to me in her work, but she has all kinds of outlets and beautiful pieces here. And our next creator is I Felt Fantastic. This is a needle felting artist from the Cotswolds. And again, she has beautiful work, absolutely darling. It looks like she teaches some workshops, probably over in England, and is definitely worth checking out. Darling. You gotta love this little owl here. In the next section, learn something new. I want to plug one of our resources because humbly, I think it's quite excellent. It's how to choose your first spinning wheel, and it's a very comprehensive article with everything that you need to think of before you choose your first wheel. This post is quite long. It has questions for you to answer, maybe questions you didn't even know you needed the answers to. And by the end, hopefully you'll have narrowed down the type of wheel that you want. Also from us at Textile Indie is our basket weaving collective. This is our paid membership. It's a monthly membership where you get access to an ever-growing list of basket tutorials, a basketry technique library, and all kinds of wonderful projects like dyeing your own reed, pine needle basketry, and cordage. If you're interested in basketry, we'd love it if you checked it out. This resource from the Handweavers Guild of America is a Careers in Textiles Symposium. Now, it did expire. It was on March 20th. So by the time you see that, that will have passed. However, I do think that they do this every year. So if this is something you're interested in, it is worth marking and paying attention. But even if you don't attend the workshop, just this list of different fiber arts creators and the types of jobs that fiber artists can do, I found very fascinating. So if that's something you're interested in or someone you know is interested in making a career out of the fiber arts, this is worth a look. The Handweavers Guild of America website is also worth taking a look at. Moving on to the reading corner, I have a book to share with you from Angie Parker. I have no idea how you pronounce this, but let's say croak rod. Please feel free. If you know, go ahead and correct me in the comments. I would love to hear how to pronounce this. I could have looked it up on Google Translate, I guess, but I don't trust it. This is contemporary weaving with color. Her pieces are beautiful, as you can get the picture here. This is a book that takes you step by step through the process of making these types of patterns. See that? Gorgeous. Very beautiful work. Next up in our magazine corner is Ply Magazine. Ply Magazine is from a publisher that also creates Weft and Pearl, which you hear us talk about quite a bit because we think very highly of this trio of magazines. Ply is specifically for spinners. Generally, they take a topic. So the spring topic, by the way, this is a quarterly magazine, so I think there are 4 a year, is experimental. So all of the blog posts will revolve around the idea of experimenting or experimental fibers. You can get single issues, you can get back issues, or you can subscribe to get a subscription and have it come straight to your house. We love this magazine. I'm not even a spinner, and as I mentioned in one of our other episodes in the podcast, I sat for hours looking through the back issues of the magazines that we bought. They're wonderful. Brittany particularly likes it as a spinner because it tends to take articles along the theme, and if you progress through the book, it takes you from the beginning to, let's say, the end of a project. So it might start with talking about the fiber and doing a deep dive into the fiber, how the fiber is produced. Then it will go into dyeing that fiber, for instance, or processing it. Then it might go into some projects, and then possibly even from spinning the wool or the fiber into doing something with it, either weaving or knitting it into a project, so that by the end of the magazine, if you followed along, you would end up with a finished piece. We just can't speak highly enough of this magazine. And another magazine that we love, if you are a weaver and you weave on little looms, this could be all kinds of looms like the rigid heddle, an inkle loom, a tapestry, or a pin loom. This is the magazine for you. It has a lot of fun, colorful projects from beginner to advanced. Typically, you can find this, say, in a Barnes and Noble, but you can also come to their website here and get a subscription. It's a good thing to ask as for a gift. And also in the reading corner, I have a news article for you from the Los Angeles Times. This article profiles Suzanne Hamill Sawyer, who at 70 began the work of reclaiming and preserving traditional chumash basketry. It's a skill that was in danger of being lost completely. It's beautiful and a reminder of the role that fiber arts have always played in culture and tradition. And honestly, it's also just a wonderful story about learning something deeply meaningful to you at any age. It's never too late. Next, I have a podcast for you, Sheep Spot. Try saying that fast 10 times. Sheep Spot is a deep dive into fiber. I don't believe that she's producing it anymore. It looks like the last episode was months or so back. However, there are 157 dense episodes. If you are into fiber and fiber animals, you will not want to miss this. You've got episodes, for instance, Meet the Multicolored Breed. If we go down a bit, she has some interviews, common yarn structure, my favorite drop spindle. So everything having to do with fiber, spinning, and it looks like even some knitting, along with some interviews of other fiber artists and creators. It's a great podcast. And here's one of our videos from Brittany, how or why 10 minutes a day can change your creativity. We've really been doing a deep dive on creativity on Textile Indie. If you've noticed, our monthly podcast now is themed on creativity, and then we're doing a lot of smaller articles on creativity. There's our little podcast down there, The Daily Creative Habit. Um, so I suggest if you're struggling with how to make your creativity a daily practice and make progress, these videos I think would be very inspiring to you. I always try to find a couple of shops, and especially some that you might not think of as being shops for fiber artists or that have supplies that you just weren't sure where to get, maybe hard to find. And I found Sailrite. Sailrite is a company that sells marine fabrics, outdoor fabric, hardy indoor fabric such as duck and canvas, auto and RV fabric, and of course some hobby fabrics. You can get sample books. Sometimes maybe it's the sample book that you need to actually do your project. But if you have something special in mind and you just need a really high performance fabric, this is a great resource. They also carry some hardware like the really heavy duty machines and tools and different kinds of findings that you wouldn't find at your average craft store or even fabric store. So this is definitely worth taking a look at. And in our shop, the Textile Indie shop, we've been doing something that's new for us. Brittany is designing limited edition color palettes and hand dyeing the reed. So Brittany is an avid outdoors woman. If you didn't know that, she and her husband do a lot of backpacking, and pretty intensive backpacking over the summer. They even camp in the snow on purpose. And so she has used the nature around the Pacific Northwest to come up with some of these color palettes that she's making. This one is based on Mount Rainier, which is not too far from where we live. She and her husband backpacked the Wonderland Trail a summer or two ago. And from her pictures and her experience there of the wildflowers, she came up with this palette. hand dyed it all in her kitchen and or backyard. We hand dye our own reed and put it into this bundle for your creative inspiration to add color to your baskets. By the way, we only make about 10 to 20 bundles of these. They go fast. Right now, I think we have 2 of the Mount Rainier collection left. So they do come out to our email list first. We give them first dibs. So if you would like to join our email list, we send out a lot of really great things once a week about all kinds of fiber arts, but we always let our email list know of any brand new drops or basket designs, such as the color palettes. Next up is Flowery from Bonnie Christine. I am a Bonnie Christine super fan. I'm in one of her courses for surface design, and I've known for quite a while that she was a surface designer and that she had a business and courses. I just recently found her shop. She features some of her own designs on different types of products. I happen to be on the creatives and artists collection, but she has multiple collections here. She has beautiful things like this incredible wall calendar for planning, sketchbooks, this flower press, great gifts or things to treat yourself. A lot of beautiful things. She has a line of candles inspired by nature, washi tape, pencils. There are many beautiful things here. So if you would like a special, unique gift that you will not find everywhere, this is a great place to look. Next, or I should say last but not least, on the links we love, I always give a tool or something very helpful for fiber artists, and I try to include some type of calculator in each edition. Today's is Gist's yarn. They have a weaving calculator which helps you to calculate how much yarn you're going to need for whatever your weaving project is. So you just plug your numbers in here and it calculates. This helps you from wasting or buying more yarn than you're going to need. There are a lot of calculators out there, and I am trying to source and find all of them for you. So here, a weaving calculator from Gist. And we have Die Hard. This is a website called Closet Core Patterns, and they did this great comprehensive tutorial on how to transform your clothing and fabric using fiber reactive dyes. So it goes quite in depth, and it helps you to, for instance, here's the white piece that they dyed this beautiful blue color. Maybe, you have something that just has seen better days. You don't like the color. It doesn't complement you now that AI has done your colors for you, or it has stains on it. You just want to refresh. This will take you through the process. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So I love. I have a little soft spot for swatches. I'm not a dyer, but I just want swatches. They're so pretty. So as you can see, this is very thorough, very comprehensive. And oh, look at this, a dip dyed tank top. That's darling. Oh, I love it. Just darling. Okay. So if you have some clothing that you would like to dye, summer's coming up, so it's a perfect time to start thinking about a dye project. There you go. That is my 16 finds for the month. I hope that there's something in here that sparked an idea or introduced you to a resource that you have never seen before. All of the links are in the blog post, which I will link in the description below. You can go to that and get access to any of the things that I talked about today. Plus, there will be some events on there. If you have a fiber arts find that you'd love to see featured in our links we love, you can email or drop it into the comments and I will take a look. We genuinely love hearing from our community and what you are loving and enjoying, and we would like to share it with others. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on next month's Links We Love Roundup, and we'll see you then. Bye.